Okay, so I want to look at solving linear inequalities. And so the difference between a linear inequality and an equation, and in a linear equation, you're solving for an exact answer that's going to make that a true statement. With linear inequalities, like this one I have here, 5 plus 3t less than or equal to t minus 2, the less than or equal to means that there's a whole lot of stuff that I can plug in for t and still get a right answer. I'm not going to get a specific number. What I'm going to get is a whole set of numbers that actually satisfy this. However, the rules for linear inequalities work the exact same way they did for linear equations. So let me show you how that works. Okay, so here I'm going to solve for t. I want t to get on a side by itself, and I'm going to do something that you may not do, but I want to highlight a principle in doing so. Okay, so actually I'm going to move my constants over to the left-hand side and my variables over to the right-hand side. Okay, so first I add 2 to both sides, so I have 7 plus 3t less than or equal to t. Then I want to subtract the 3t from both sides, so I have 7 less than or equal to t minus 3t, which is negative 2t. Okay, now let's pause for a second. So if I have $5 and you have $10, who has more money? You do. Very good. Now if I add $5 to both of that, well, you still have the same, you still have more, right? And in inequalities, we're talking about more and less, right? So you still have $15. But now let's flip the script. Let's say all of a sudden now you owe me $10 and another guy owes me 15. So now who has more? Okay, so all of a sudden when I switched it from positive to negative, my inequality flipped, right? If you have negative $10, that's more than having negative $15. Okay, so the point of that is you have to remember this. When you multiply or divide by a negative and with an inequality, you flip your sign. You flip your inequality. And that's why I did this way, because I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. When I say divide by a negative, it should just scream in your head. I need to flip that inequality. So I have, how do I read this? I can read this as negative 7 halves is greater than or equal to t. I can also read it as t is less than or equal to negative 7 halves. Okay. Now, as an answer, I'm going to put this in interval notation, but first, I'm going to use a number line to help me here. So here I have negative 7 halves, and it is included because this is a or equal to situation. So on a number line, I'd put this in as a dot. And then t is less than or equal to that. So I'm going to go this direction. I'm going to highlight all this, and so there's my interval, like that. Okay, so what this means now, in interval notation, I would write this starting at the smallest I can be, negative infinity, up to negative 7 halves. The infinity is not included, it's never included, and the negative 7 halves is included because, again, the situation we're in. Linear inequalities are just like linear equations, except I have to include the interval notation. If you need help with that, I have a video covering how to work interval notation. If you have any questions on this or anything like this, please let me know. I'd be glad to help, and thanks for watching.